Threading your machine is very similar to your domestic machine, but I want to show you a little trick for changing your thread that's quick and easy. It's called tying on. Cut your thread just above the spool. Go ahead and unwind, about a foot or so of thread, and you are going to tie 2 overhand knots to join the 2 threads together. Gently pull your thread, but before you do, go ahead and clip the thread just above the needle because the knot will not go through the needle. And then gently pull the thread. I want you to watch the thread path as the thread comes through. And then it's going to go through the main tensioner and on down through the thread guides to the needle. You would clip the thread and then thread the needle. So it's a very fast way to do thread changes while you're quilting your quilts. However, don't rely just on this method. It is important that you know how to thread a machine from start to finish without using the tie-on method. The best way to do this is to watch the tie-on method until you're comfortable with it going through the thread path. Have your owner's manual handy for a cross-reference, and then thread the machine from scratch multiple times until you feel comfortable threading it yourself and no longer have to refer to your manual. One thing I want to show you that you need to be aware of that a lot of machines don't have, domestic machines, is this tensioner. And typically, depending on your manufacturer, you will insert the thread into the slot, come around once, and then you come up into this check spring and then go into your thread loops. And you want to see that check spring move. If your tension is not tight enough or you're not happy with it, you can oftentimes go around one more time before you come back and do the check spring. So that's just a little tip for you. Now I want to show you how to change the needle. Changing the needle on the Longarm machine is relatively simple. You will need the Allen wrench that comes with your machine and of course a Longarm needle. The head of the needle, the top, is perfectly round, unlike the domestic needle which has a flat spot. So you will need to make sure that the shaft of the needle, which is this curved portion right above the eye of the needle, points toward the back of the machine. To change the needle, simply loosen the Allen screw above the needle. Do not turn it any more than enough to slip the needle out. You do not want to lose that tiny screw. Then slip in your new needle and make sure that the shaft is facing to the rear and that the eye of the needle is in the front, and then gently tighten your Allen screw and you're all set. Once the needle is in place, of course you can thread it, and the thread again goes from the front of the needle to the back. At this point, you will want to bring up your bobbin thread. Simply press your needle up button and the thread will come up. To put the threads under the hopping foot, you simply sweep your top thread and grab the bobbin thread and pull them both through. And now your threads are under the hopping foot, and now you're ready to sew.